Cho mình hỏi bạn 04NC11. Bạn đến từ team nào nhỉ? Cho mình hỏi bạn Anh, bạn có phải là bạn Vũ Hữu Hoàng Anh không ạ?
Alo, mình không phải á, mình là Nguyễn Hoàng Minh Anh, là observer, mình đang chuyển tên rồi đó.
Nguyễn Hoàng Minh Anh.
Đúng rồi.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me well? If you hear me well, please press 1 into the chat box so we can know that we are interacting with you. Yes, I see a lot of people here. Mạnh, welcome. Team KK, Phương Mai, David, Jess. Yeah, anyone else? I see
Hello, everyone.
35 people here. Nguyễn Hoàng Minh Anh, okay, welcome. Okay, so now can we start?
Let this customer service CS team to check if everybody is here. So Miss Lucy will go through to check if every team's member are ready. So before we go, Lucy will take a look in the chat box to see if every teams are here already.
Yeah,
So teams.
yeah. I see just a few people here. So if you have not type 1 yes, please do, so we can see, like, because like I see just a few of you respond. Yes, thank you. Như Ý, Thanh Thùy, Quỳnh Như. And remember that like participation is like take a percentage of score in your scoring. So present and participant is welcome. So please be active. And are we good in the live stream? So to make sure that we don't have the technical issue.
So I think in the meanwhile, every team members, if you have your phone there with you, Facebook, you can share the live stream right now from MentorME fan page, so that every other of your friends who have no time to join, they can see our live stream here today. Then that's great. So that's how you contribute back to development of the MentorMe community.
Yeah, and one hint to all participants. So in today's session, we're gonna have like the representative of student association in many school, and the mentors also join here. So it's good for you to show your presence, to give the impression, because like we don't know, maybe this will provide you the opportunity to connect further later on, and it turned out to be another opportunities we don't know. So give impression, be present is a very good change for you to show up yourself. And I encourage all of you to turn on your camera. So we will do like the Zoom capture of the participant today. So may I ask you to turn on your camera? And the CS team, please check if we have everyone to turn on the camera. Yeah, so
I did.
yeah, are you ready to turn on your camera? And present is like to remind it like it is a scoring in this participation. So please turn on your camera so we can see your beautiful face and your energetic face. Okay. So CST, please check if we are ready to take a pictures now. Yeah, I think like we will turn off the screen, the main screen, so we can take the picture. Yeah, anh Hải.
Okay, Lynn, please unshare the main screen so that we can see everybody's faces. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So are we ready? And Linh, are you ready to take the picture? The very beautiful picture of all of us. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Everybody ready? Ready? Just
okay.
thumbs up or big smile so that
Yeah.
Lynn and you count on three so that we can have a great group picture.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Linh, you can
Follow
count and
Lynn.
take the
Follow
picture.
Lynn. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
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 All
That's it.
right.
Okay. Great. So
Yeah.
please share the main screen again.
Yeah. And then the mic goes back to Lucy.
Okay. May I have the main screen? Yeah, Linh ơi. Okay, hello again, everyone, and I'm very excited. I hope that like I can stand my energetic today, my energy today to all of you, and wake you up in like this afternoon in Vietnam. I'm Lucy, and my partner today is Mr. Hải Hoàng, who is the COO of MentorME. So he is currently in Australia with a very chilling autumn weather. So, and we have Miss Chloe, the CEO, and on the MentorMe team today, and our like very special trainer and judge and mentors. So we will have the special session to introduce them later by Mr. Hai. But I think the most important thing today is to welcome all the participants and to our Futura Remix Hackathon event. And I think like your courage to join this participation, this competition, and your active presence and participation in these 3 days as a big reward to all of you. So a big applause to your participation and to all participants. Can you please give like the heart or any signal to welcome yourself, to give applause to yourself? Yeah, thank you. And I remember just like 1 month ago, and we decided to organize this event. This is like because the on the thought of like how we prepare the student to have the real life experience when and prepare them for the future. Because like despite all of what you study, if you don't have the real project and you don't have the good mentor to guide you how to go through that one, you will not like you will be feel very frustrated when you come to work or when you get like to employ your job. So this is to prepare for your future, and that is why we are now to start. This is the day one of the Futura Remix Hackathon. So next slide please, Lynn. Okay, so as you know, we have informed you on the timeline for the hackathon. So please like mark and like be block the time to join us. And today is the day one. This is just like to give you the clarity of what our hackathon and how we run this, and some of the tip of the project, and the rules to remind you again of the Futura remix. So before going into the detail, so some like the reception, the housekeeping rule. So please like turn on your camera during the training during this event, because like it will remind you of be focused and present, and all of this information you cannot find elsewhere. I think like it takes a lot of time and effort to listen to all like this, the teachers, trainers, and judges, and it's very difficult for you to connect with them. So treasure the time and treasure the opportunity here to turn on your camera to show yourself to participate. And the next thing I would like to remind is so before we move on, I would like to invite you to see our video clip about our program Futura Remix again. So Lynn, please show the video.
Ready to build what proves your future ready? MentorMe launches Futura Remix, vibe coding for future business hackathon. In this online first 3-day MVP sprint, students and early career talents solve real business problems with AI-enabled tools, from idea to demo. Train with Peter Nguyen, Cloud Solutions Architect, Security at Microsoft, and sharpen your solution. Meet the mentors and judges, Chloe Lee, Peter Nguyen, David Nguyen, Wilson Nguyen, and Hai Huang. Through problem clarity, prototype quality, business relevance, responsible AI, and teamwork. Strong participants may access MentorMe Fellowship, a 6-month career readiness pathway to keep building mentor-verified proof employers recognize. Register by May 26th. Join the sprint. Build tangible proof. Remix the future with MentorMe.
Thank you for the clip, and please give the heart or the applause to show your interaction. And the housekeeping rules again, please. Anyone who does not rename your name, please rename your user when you join the Zoom by your name and or the name, and then the team or the university that you come from. So it helps to the board of organization to recognize you. Okay, thanks a lot. And I would like to introduce again all of our team, the very like dedicated team to present here. And I would like to invite you like the representative of the team to turn on the camera to introduce about your team, because like we have mentor, we have churches, and we have like on the representative of other university here. So it's time for you to show yourself. May I call team 1, anh em cây khế? Can you give like 2 minutes introduction about your team, the name, the members, and what special about your team?
So let me jump in with Lucy a little bit. I think they are all of the teams are waiting for our P trainer, and today our organizing team just want to hear your very clear signal. First of all, what is your team name, and are you ready or not? If your team are ready for day one, just say that out loud. We are ready, and then we go to the next team. Okay, Lucy?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is nice, and high. So team 1, where are you? Team
Team
anh em
one,
cây
anh
khế.
em cây
Yeah.
khế. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so anh em cây khế will go after. So may I? So team 2, Vibe Line, are you ready to take the first shot?
Oh, it's okay. Um, I'm from Team 2, and there are 3 members for my team. Their name is Kang and Fak. and my name is Như. Okay.
Are you ready?
Our slogan when we come here is try. Let's try your best, and let the curiosity lead you. Okay, and our keywords is curiosity, exploration, and bonus.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Beautiful. Are you ready? Show me the answer energetically. You just say we are ready.
Okay, we are ready. Team 2 is ready.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Okay,
That is
next.
nice. Yeah. Okay. So I will not like. How about like team 3, 3, 6, 6, 7? Build different. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. So
Are you
yeah,
ready?
yeah, I'm ready. So
Awesome.
hi, my name is Nguyen, and I have my other team members here, which is Duy Mạnh and Khôi Nguyen. And we just form like the diverse background. So I guess our strength would be like the creativity, and also our slogans we just do it, because even though we're not in the same background, at like for me, I'm not like good at like technology that much. I'm just interested in it, but I think that's maybe like a good opportunity for me to try it. So, and also it's the same for our team members. So yeah, so I think the best slogan that fit with us is just do it. And about the keyword, I think that I just said before, just creativity, funny, and brave. Yeah, because we're brave enough to take a step into this competition, even though we don't have a lot of like knowledge about this.
Thank you. Thank you. Very beautiful. We love to hear you all, but for the contrast of time, so I encourage you to like do very quick, like, okay, just say hello and then like one keyword for your team name and then like you are ready. That's it. Can we go very quick? So team 4, on in. Wow, I like that name, on in. But I don't like no backup plan. On in, where are you? Okay, if you don't answer, we will go next and then we will return. Okay,
Sorry.
someone here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hello everyone. We're Team All In, and our quote is actually, our slogan is actually no folding, and we're here to win and we're ready. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Okay, so thank you team 4 and then now back on go. Where are you? Q outside, competitive inside. Show us your competitiveness. Back on go ơi, where are you? I count
Where's the
one.
sheeps?
Yeah. I count 1, 2, 3. Don't answer. I will move to the next team. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we move to the team future frequency. Turn into tomorrow. Where are you?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hello everyone. My name is Trang and I am the leader of our group. Today we would like to introduce our brand called Future Frequency. The name means focus in the future, innovation and modern technology. We choose this name and slogan because they share modern quality and inspiring. And we have to learn new experience, improve our teamwork skill, and do our best in this competition.
Are you ready, Trân?
Yes.
Okay. Say we are ready very energetically. Okay. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So now next is game changers. Where are your team? Game changers, give very quick introduction, name,
Hello.
yeah, and say you ready.
Hello everyone. We are Team Game Changers. Our slogan is "Don't just play game, change it." We are ready.
Thank you, game changers. Okay, and now TNT. I found some explosion, some smoke here. Where are you?
Hello everyone. We are TNT and our slogan is fast, loud, and effective. We are ready.
Thank you, wonderful TNT. So, and this is team one. Think, build, repeat. Where are you, team one? Hello, one. Team one.
We are here, but
Okay.
we have some troubles because my member team is changing the team to another. So I don't think I stay in team one. So maybe because of my mentor moving me to another team. I'm so sorry because about my troubles. Yeah. Before I come here, I have rejected it's so bad for me. But unluckily, my friend he changed she don't want to join this game, so she invite me to replace her to here. So I come here. I want to say hello to everybody here, and so I have my team and this events is gonna have to be more happy at the end. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trí. I heard about your situation, and thank you for sharing. And I think that is very brave, like to accept the challenge at the very last minute. And I think in this like uncertain war, this is the very good spirit. So keep going, and I hope this is the bring the good experience to you. Thank you, Trí. And now I would like to invite team two, execution wings. Where are you?
I think they introduced themselves already at the first round. Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I think anh em cây khế and ba con cừu, would you like to say hello or we move on?
Okay, so we are from a team AMKK. Yes,
Okay.
and our slogan is think different, and we are ready to win. Yes.
Thank you, anh em cây khế. That's beautiful. How about ba con cừu? Show your cuteness outside.
I think from the report from our CS team, Bakoku, might be they lost the road to the venue, so we let's move ahead.
Yeah. Okay. They wander somewhere. Thank you very much, Anh Hải, for letting me know. So next we will next slide, please, Linh. So we welcome on the team again, and this is like our these are the university that all the participants come from. Thank you for University of Wollongong, Australia, Industrial University of Ho Chi Minh City, Macquarie University, Banking University of Ho Chi Minh City, and UEH University. So thank you, and that is very nice to connect with all of the university and welcome the student from these prestigious university. And so next, we would like to ask for your scanning. Next slide, please, Lynn. The QR code. This is to check in. Then an all member need to do this. This it will go to the scoring for your participation. So please do the check in. And whenever you complete, please type 2 into the chat box so we know that you finished the check-in. So yeah, please may I have some music while the people do the check-in so we don't have to wait in the quiet time.
So I think everybody will scan the QR code and fill in the form and let us know that you are ready to check in, because this will contribute to your 25% of the total scoring. That is the score of commitment. Yes. So
we type 2. We see
yeah.
team 2 type 2. All member, remember, all member needs to do the check-in. So please type 2 when you finish.
All right. Let's see which team will be the first who check in. Okay. Okay. The next.
3667 TNT on in.
Awesome.
Come on.
Team members are mentors or like invitees from the university. You can check in too and send us some kudos or some sharings. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and while waiting for your check-in, I just would like to remind you, like during the hackathon, if you have the chance to take a picture of like what you are doing during the competition, please send to the organization, the board organization. So we will capture it as the journey, behind the scene, and will show it in the social media. I think that is a very good memory for all of you to join this one.
All right. So
All
I
right.
think still other members try to checking in. Please make sure don't miss this part, because only one member haven't like check in successfully. It can damage your team scoring. So please make sure all of your team members have done that properly.
Yeah, the team leader will please make sure to work with your team member to do this one. This is your benefit. This is the scoring.
We have the rest like 1 minute for you to check in, and then we go. So everybody can, if you need to have more time, just screenshot the QR code, and then we move to the next part. So 15 seconds, and then let's get back to Miss Lucy, and we go to the next part.
Yeah.
5,
Because
4,
Thiện has sent the
3.
check-in form in the chat box. I think we can move on to next slide to remind them for the preparation during the future remix, right?
Yes.
So this one, Mr. Hai already mentioned in yesterday orientation. It's just the reminder. So make sure your internet is stable during the time and commit your time. So and prepare the setup and like some tool you need to install and check it and familiarize yourself with Lovable, which is the key tool you use during this hackathon. And the team and communication, like you stay connected with your team and work with them via Slack or Zoom. So this will be helpful for you. The next one is like read and understand the challenges, and this is very important today. So remember to pay attention and focus to the trainer, so it will help you a lot during the event. And prepare the resources, plan your schedule, so block your calendar and minimize the distraction. So sometimes you just like open the phone and then read some message and you will get lost. So remember to stay focused. The last two things is stay energized, stay hydrated as well is help you. And the last but not least is respect and collaborate. So thank you. And now I would like to give the mic to Mr. Hai to go through the agenda today.
Okay, thank you for having me. Next slide, please. All right, so we just finished the welcoming, and very like energetic sharing from Miss Lucy. And before we go to the main part of this first day, the training of our key trainer, I will give you a quick wrap up about why we are here in the next slides. So everybody here, next slide, please. Everybody is here with the same purpose to conquer the Futura Remix Challenge. Yeah. And you knew us from like sharing via the social network with the support from visas and some sharing to the university in Vietnam. And because of the awareness of this competition about this hackathon and the dedication from MentorMe team, AWS Vietnam has like share 3,000 US dollar credit for the top 3 teams. So that means that with the big prize you can got from this competition, the most crucial and the most important part, not the cash or the credits from AWS, but that is real experience, real training from experienced trainer, the valuable time working with mentors, and in very intense 3-day working together with your team members or even your new partners from Vietnam, from Australia, working together in a real challenge, business challenge at D-Day. So that is your best takeaway. So in the next slide, you see other extra bonuses you can get. If you were like the first 2 run-ups, you will get 300 US dollar and 200 US dollar from MentorMe as cash with 1K US dollar AWS credits. And if you are the champion, the bonuses will be 500K, 500 and 1K credit. And these top 9 individual of 3 top 3 teams, you'll be on the list of mentor fellowship, the fellowship program of MentorMe. And there you can spend 6 months with a lot of activities which can make your CV and your portfolio recognizable towards the employers. And if you are not the top 3 teams, don't worry, you'll be like supported by top mentors that we have introduced yesterday. So you have known the judges from MentorMe. You will see 5 judges in the next slide. That is Miss Chloe, Mr. Peter Nguyen, David Nguyen, Wilson Nguyen, and me. So all of core members will be the judges, will be supporter, and actually we prepare this activity for 1 month to have you today. So last but not least, the mentors are there. They are here today following up with you. And so I just wrap up very quick so that you can meet our key trainers so soon. So next slide, please. These are mentor. They're like giving their time and their attention to following up with you. So let's play hard so that you can show your teams, your each team member's capability in these 3 days, and the mentors are there to support you. And maybe if you like you enough, if they like you enough, they would be your mentor during the journey ahead. So next slide, please. All right, so 10 teams in the D-Day. You will receive the Real Business Challenge 2-1, 2 challenges, 2 topics, and then that is that's the matter of the D-Day. But today is the day for clarity, for the foundation from our key trainer. Next slide. And who is the key trainer? Do you know his name? Yes, of course. I introduced yesterday. And do you know what time is it at his time zone right now? Nearly midnight. I tell you the truth, nearly midnight, and a top senior, more than 20 years experience working in the industry, save his time slot to spend 3 hours with you, across the globe in midnight, working in 3 hours, in next 3 hours with you. So a big applause to Mr. Peter Nguyen, our key trainer. And the mic is yours. So say hello, and then we prepare the slide for you to jump into the training. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Hai, and thank you, Lucy, for the introduction. Thank you so much. My name is Peter Nguyen. I've been with Microsoft for the last 7 years, delivering a lot of architecture design for different organizations across the world. Happy to be here, and I look forward to be working with you for the next 3 days.
Awesome. So our training will be divided into 3 parts, and you can have the prep time. So the first part, we will build your muscle, the vibe coding foundation. So in 60 minutes, Mr. Peter Nguyen will get you through what is the vibe coding, what is the mindset, and how to approach with vibe coding in proper way. And be focused and like treasure his participant, his dedication in his time. Right now he's at midnight, and I don't know how he like keep the energy there to be with you in next 3 hours. So please welcome him by sharing hearts, emojis, so that our key trainer will be ready in several seconds. So CS, please prepare his slide. All right. There you go. All right. So let me remind you, the chat box is here. In case you have any questions, you can send it there. In case of server support needed, you can type it there. Ms. Peter will go through his training, and then in the prep time, Lucy and I will check in and see if there are something like our key trainer needed to focus on, or to like what is your status, and then we go further. All right, so all yours.
All right. Thank you, Hai. Hi, everyone. As I kind of mentioned earlier, I've been with Microsoft for the last 7 years, been in the industry for the last 20 years, doing various jobs in the IT industry. The purpose of today's training is to prepare you for the hackathon on D-Day, on day 3. The real challenges will be reviewed during the hackathon day, not today. Okay. So what you see today in these slides is just the preparation for your knowledge on how to tackle the challenges that are coming your way. Okay. Next slide, please. So why does this training matter? Okay. So it matters because you will be attempting to solve real business challenges, which will be reviewed during the hackathon. Today teach you the method, not the answers, right? So we want you to be able to come out of this with the ability to think through the problems from a business perspective and solve the business challenges instead of just learning how to code. Okay. Winning teams will be thinking clearly before they actually build. So we'll be teaching you how to do that, and also how to build the first version 1 of your application. And the important part here that I need to emphasize is a useful version 1 is way better than a large broken app. And you'll see that throughout the training as we present to you. Next slide, please. Okay, so what you will learn today is how to understand the business problem, how to define it, right? Most people, when they jump into vibe coding, they just think about, okay, how do I get something started? But the proper way of doing that is you should be thinking about trying to solve. What is the pain point? right? And without going too deep into that subject, which we will cover later, that's kind of what we're at right now, right? We'll be creating a lightweight PRD product requirements document. So typically in a full development environment, you would have a full corporate PRD. But for the purpose of this hackathon, then to keep everybody on focus, we'll just develop a lightweight PRD. You'll learn about how to use the 4D framework. And we'll talk about what the 4D framework is and how it can help you develop a business solution. You'll learn how to think in interfaces, systems, design, and architecture instead of just straight coding, right? All of this is going to be wrapping up within the 4D process, which is the design part of it. And then lastly, you'll learn how to prompt lovable carefully and protect your version 1, meaning you're going to try to avoid scope creep, extra features that are unnecessary for your version 1. That way you can avoid introducing bugs and issues. Okay, training roadmap. So section 1, we'll talk about context, what is vibe coding, and the business problem, the way of thinking about it. Once that's done, we'll take a 10 minutes break, and then we'll move on to section 2, which is developing the lightweight PRD and learning about the 4D framework. Then we'll take another 10 minutes break. Then we'll go through the process of thinking before coding, AI component, and how to leverage them inside your application, and lovable prompting. Section 4, we'll talk about pitfalls that most new vibe coders make and how to avoid them. How to control scope so that you don't accidentally introduce new feature or unnecessary features or bugs within your application. And you learn how to make a demo of your application and what the expectations are. If we have extra time at the end, we'll go through the live demos. That's fine. That's good. We'll go through the live demos. We'll have 2 or 3 demos for you to see what bad prompting is and what's good methodology of prompting is. Next slide, please. What this training will not reveal. So we'll not be talking about what the challenge topics today, right? That will be reviewed on the challenge day on day 3. There's no hidden solution or hints. There's no pre-built answer templates for the real challenge. The example that you see in here today is just a generic business app examples only, so that you can see the process of prompting, the process of designing, the process of using 4D. Okay, and then once that's going to set the foundation knowledge for you to be ready for the actual hackathon on day 3. Next slide, please. All right. So what is vibe coding? Would anyone like to start in the chat to tell us what they think vibe coding is? And while you take your time to type that in, I'll just go through the slide here so that we can save time. So vibe coding is basically the ability to tell an AI agent or agentic AI to develop your software, your code, right? You describe the app and workflow in clear, natural language. The AI will then help you build screens, forms, logic, and structure of your application. Absolutely. The question is, I don't know coding. Can I do vibe coding? Absolutely. And the reason behind that is because all you do is tell it what you need to be accomplished. And the agentic AI will understand that and translate it into actual code for you. Okay. Having said that, you still need to. That's a perfect segue into the next bullet point here. You still own the thinking, and the testing, and the business value of your application, right? AI can only do so much. It cannot think on its own, not yet. Good prompting starts with a good product thinking, meaning good product understanding, right? You have to be able to understand the business challenges that any business organization are trying to solve clearly before you can actually start building something. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we'll talk about AI build, human think. AI can generate screens and code for the most part, right? But the humans are still responsible to define the problem and the user. And we'll talk about how we come about that later, right? Humans will still decide what matters for version 1 or version 2. Humans still have to test, explain, and make a judgment call to see if the application is actually meeting the business needs or not. Okay, so at the end of the day, bad instructions produce bad applications very quickly. Next slide, please. Business apps solve decision. Okay, so here you will learn to collect useful information. You will learn how to apply logic, rules, scoring, or AI review. You learn to show a clear result of your application, and you get to the recommendation for the next action. There's a question here. Yep. Okay, so here we'll learn to, you will learn about the 5 business problem questions that you use to solve any business issues or challenges that may come your way, right? So these are the 5 questions that we would like for you to learn in the process. Is who has the problem? Identify who the actual user are, not everyone. Is it the marketing department? Is it the sales department? Is it the finance department that's trying to solve a financial spreadsheet that they don't have, right? What is painful? Identify the painful point, right? Don't just try to solve a problem just to try to solve a problem. It has to address a painful point for the business. And that is how you prove to the organization that your solution is worthwhile, right? Is there a slow process? Is the process confusing? Is it risky? Is that too many manual steps that could be automated, right? Are there inconsistency in the result because of human mistakes? Is it too expensive to operate? So these are the 2 most important questions that you need to be asking, right? The next one is, why does it matter? Why does your application matter? How does it solve the pain of the business? What decision is supported? What should the user know or do next? That's a human decision that you need to determine. What improves? So once you have to be able to prove to the business or the organization that once you have applied your application, what can be improved? Is it the speed, the quality, the consistency, or the conversion or readiness of the result? Next slide, please. Okay, so once you ask yourself those 5 questions, you then define the statement formula, right? So you will write down such and such user, for example, the marketing department struggles with, let's just say, automating social media posts, for example, because there are too many social media and too many steps involved, right? Our apps help by, then you present your solution so they can have a certain outcome, right? For example, you say our solution would be to have a single application that once you upload your social media clip, it'll automatically post to 5 different social media sites, right? So you're defining what the solution is, and what the outcome is. Always try to keep it simple enough to say it out loud within 15 seconds, right? Because otherwise, people lose interest. But also what's important here is during your pitch deck, you only have 5 minutes on D-Day. Okay, so keep it short, keep a summary, keep it short, and we're good. Okay, next slide. Business decision question. Every MVP should support clear decision. Does anyone know what an MVP is? Not most valuable player.
What is MVP? Yeah.
I'm asking the candidates joining us.
Yeah, is there any extra point of answering? Yeah, there's one answer.
There you go. There you go. Now we have some feedback. Awesome. Yes. Minimum viable product. What, right? The ability to share or demo what this application can do. Right? Awesome participation. Thank you. Which item should be handled first? Is this person really ready for the next step? What category does this case belong to? And which action should the team take next? So what decision does our app help the business make? Right? At the end of the day, you're trying to solve a challenge. You're not there to build a toy. You're building a solution to a challenge for a business to solve. Right? So these are the questions that you have to ask. That's good. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So today we'll go through a very generic example of the application. We're going to call it decision flow. The requirement for the business, for the application is a business receives an incoming request. Each request has different urgency and business impact. The team needs to have a consistent way to classify and prioritize. And the app recommends the next action. Any questions? Let's give a few seconds.
You participants, if you have any questions, you can turn on your mic and turn on your cam and say your name and your team name and raise the questions. That will contribute to your commitment of interacting that our operation team is like recognizing. So in the last 15 minutes, I think Mr. Peter Nguyen went to very basic foundation of how to approaching with AI, vibe coding, and product designing. So any question you can raise. And to Peter, so actually we you prepare the prac for all members, but I think they are very eager to explore more. So is your decision to move forward with our prac or we can prac 10 minutes? Everyone move number 1 or prac number 2. What do you like? Type in the chat box.
Drop a heart if you wanna break, and drop a like, a thumb up if you wanna move forward.
Move forward.
All right, let's move forward.
Forward, let's go.
Next slide. Okay, so we talked about the definition of what a PRD is, right? It's a product requirements document that is the plan before the build. A PRD defines the problem and the target user. It explains the business decision and value. Then it lists the V1 features and out of scope items, right? It gives lovable, clear instructions before prompting. Typically, in a normal setting, you would have a full corporate PRD, which talks about why the business needs this solution from a business perspective, all the way down to, the different types of requirement within the application. In our case, in the hackathon, we're going to keep it light so that we can keep the team focused on the task at hand. Okay, lightweight PRD template. So before building, think about what the product name is going to be. What problem are you trying to solve? What your target users are. And again, we went through this earlier, right? The business decision that needs to be made, what the core value of the application is, and what the user flow would look like. Top 3 MVP features that need to be considered. Did someone raise their hand? Someone have a question? I think I see a question in chat here. The question is, given my expertise in web security and our robust security architecture, is there any additional scoring and advantage for our team? I would say no, because it would not be fair for the rest of the participants. So what I would say is we would need to stick to the criteria that we have defined so that we can grade everyone properly. Okay, so back to the slide, top 3 MVP features. What data is needed? The logic and scoring that you need? What is out of scope for the application? And how would you demo the success criteria of the application? Okay, problem. Requests are hard to prioritize. So currently, we're talking about the example application that we're going to be building here, right? The problem that we're trying to solve for decision flow is requests are hard to prioritize consistently because there's no way to score it. Business operations team member. So here we define the type of users, right? Decision. Question. 1 second. I just want to clarify, will the main topic challenge be announced tomorrow or do we start working on it today? I will let Hai answer that since he's more familiar with the operations side. So Hai, why don't you answer the question, please, quickly?
Yeah, the challenges, the topics will be revealed in the 3rd day. That is the D day. So the first day we only work with Peter in terms of foundation, and then tomorrow we will have the Q&A session with small practice, so that you're familiar with the playground. But the topic and the challenges will be reviewed the 3rd day. Yeah, back to you and Peter.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next item is decision, I'm sorry, go back 1 slide, please.
I think
Decision.
I think you got a question, right? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. Oh, sorry. I'm from Team 2, and our team have so many questions for you, Peter. There are 5 questions total. And the first question is, does using a lovable free account impose any limitations on the number of prompts or credits or AI balance during the competition? Will the organizing committee support teams by upgrading them to the Pro plan or providing additional promo codes?
Great question. So the answer is we have already provisioned an account for you guys that have plenty of credits for you to build this.
Oh, thank you so much.
So each team will have a workspace of your own, and only your team members would have access to that workspace. And you will have a certain amount of credit to start. You have to stay within that amount of credit, and I believe it's 50 credits within the first half of the hackathon. At the midpoint, the judges and mentors will walk around and look at your project to see where you're at. And if you need additional credits, we will make a decision then to either provide you more for you can continue to develop your application.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you. I
Next
have
question.
one more. Yeah, okay, next question. Besides Lovable, are there any other mandatory tools or service required by the organizing committee for product development?
No. So
No.
we only stick to Lovable. And the reason behind that is because we need to understand that not everybody comes from a development background. So we would have to be fair to everyone to make sure that everyone is working on a same level playing field.
Can I move to the next question?
Absolutely.
Okay. When the judges test the AI features in our app, if the team's free AI balance $1 credit runs out and causes system errors, are teams allowed to use their own OpenAI or Gemini API keys as a replacement?
Good question. So have you used Lovable before?
I use Lovable in this morning to interact with the web. Yes.
Okay. So you prepare yourself. That's great. That's great news. So Lovable comes with Gemini Flash already on the back end, and it doesn't cost anything extra than your subscription. For what you need to build within the challenge, you don't need anything other than Gemini Flash. That's already included in your plan.
Okay.
That's the third question. Fourth.
Oh, thank you so much. The next question is, during the submission and demo process, will the judges evaluate the project directly through the live product link, Lovable app, or Vercel? Or will they access to the team's Lovable account to review the prompt history and code structure?
Wow, I'm actually impressed. So yes, we do have access to your back end as the admin. So what we'll do is we will review all your prompting in a summary. And then after we review your prompts in a summary for that day, we'll go ahead and go through your preview application and navigate through it to make sure that it's functional and it's meeting the criteria that we set forward.
Okay. That's all?
That's cool.
Yep.
Okay. I'm done. Thank you
Sorry
so
to
much.
interrupt. Yes, sorry to interrupt. So actually, let me share that this team have sent this 5 questions yesterday, even yesterday. So actually, in the next parts, and Peter will go through several parts that reveal your questions, and let's save for the best for last. And then let's get back to Peter. But the interaction, like Như Ý, is very impressed. So let our training continue, and many parts very useful part for the other teams ahead. So back to you and Peter. Thank you, Như Ý.
Yes, thank you, Nui. And please, I encourage every team to ask questions like this. This is really good interaction and participation. And remember, when you ask these questions, it's not just for you; it's for everyone else, right? Everyone else also have a chance to learn from your questions as well. So, highly recommend and highly encourage that you guys actually ask questions. I have a question in the chat here. For example, in case if there are multiple unqualified. You would need to be able to prioritize what is needed for the application for the challenges. Okay. Moving on. V1, intake form, scoring, results page, and simple dashboard. Okay. We're not looking for something fancy in version 1. We just want to make sure that it's functional first, right? And then in V2, V3, you can start working on, the flow and what the UI should look like, and modify that as needed. What is out of scope for this generic PRD example here is a login, a full CRM, email automation, or advanced analytics. And this we're not talking about the hackathon here, okay? This is just an example that we're going to go through what we're going to build today. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're going to use the 4D framework as our core methodology to build the application. It's deliberately simple, define the problem, design the solution. What is that noise? Develop in phases and demonstrate value. Okay, so I'm going to ask the participant this. When you think about vibe coding, where do you think most people land in one of these four boxes first? Develop, right? Most people, when they think about vibe coding, they're thinking about let's develop the application. But when you do that, you're not really meeting or really looking at the organizational needs or the business need or the business challenges that the organization is trying to solve. So before you start the development, what you need to do is you start with the defining of the issue, the user, and then you go into the design phase. I would say in the 4D framework, you go from, define, design, develop, and demonstrate. You will spend a good amount of time in the first 2 phases, which is define and design, right? Because the more you understand the business problem that the organization are trying to solve, then you are able to better design the application on the back end and the front end. And then you start developing. That way you have a very good version of your PRD before you even start. You know exactly what kind of data you need. You know exactly what kind of input you need, and you know exactly what kind of AI implementation that you need before you output the result. Okay. Next slide, please.
Peter, there is a questions in the chat box.
Oh, I answered that already.
Okay.
From Fang Vic Jindal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I answered that already. So the answer to that is you would have to prioritize the requirement based on the criteria that we need. Okay, so moving on, D1, which is define, right? Understanding the business problem before you start building. Again, we're going over and over this slide several times in this training, right? Because it's important. Who is the user? What problems are we trying to solve? Why does it matter? What decision does the app support? What the success looks like at the end when the application is actually providing the output, right? Most hackathon application fail here because the team starts building before understanding the problem. This is an age-old issue in software development, right? I've seen time and time again where teams who start developing an application thinking that this is what the business need, instead of actually understanding what the business actually need. There's a little cartoon picture, I don't know if you've seen it, where it show a picture of somebody designing an application, a software, and this one picture is the swing with a car on it, and it said this is what the software developer developed versus an actual swing that a customer need. So it's completely out of touch, right? So this is why defining the business requirement is super important step before you start anything. Next slide, please. Okay, so design, here is the product design and the workflow design. Okay, not just colors, not just buttons, not just where things place, right? Stay focused on the flow, the result, and the decision logic when you design your application. Okay, so you got to think about what screen is needed, not what screens are needed, what information is being collected, what result should the app show, what logic or scoring is needed. That's the AI component. And what should this user do next? What is the recommendation for the user that's trying to use this? So you think back about the business requirement, right? Is the application is supposed to make a recommendation for who is supposed to be doing what next, right? Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so develop, plan first, right? So the first D1 and D2, right? Plan first, and then build the core pages, and then you add the data model afterward, and then you build the main user flow, and then you add the logic, and then test, fix, and then polish, right? Testing is absolutely important. You got to test every change that you make. You got to test every feature that you develop or release, right? You got to make sure everything is actually working. The core user flow is the product spine of the application, right? If your flow is incorrect, your application is not going to work correctly. Okay, so next is D4, which is demonstrate. Okay, so you'll be presenting what did you build, why did you build the application, who does it help, how does it work, and what business value does it deliver to the organization that you are trying to solve the issue for, right? So if you think about it, it's the what, the why, the how, the logic, and the value of the application. A simple application with a strong explanation can beat a complex app with weak logic. Think about it, that phrase for a moment, right? A simple app with a strong explanation can beat a complex app with weak logic. Is it able to solve the problem? Because, a complex app and weak logic cannot solve the issue. Okay, next slide, please. Shall we take a break? Do we vote?
Right. So actually, right now, what we have spent is more than 1 hour, and 1 hour and 20 minutes. Everybody, take 10 minutes break. So actually, we have only 5 minutes break.
Yeah.
And then Lucy will get back to you before like move to the next part with Peter. So 5 minutes from now. So let's get back in 5 minutes to 25 p.m. Vietnam time and 5:25 Australia time. And Peter take a rest for 5 minutes and let's get back. All right.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you. And our Zoom is still open. So
Yeah.
if you need to get water, just please do, and then return to the screen as soon as possible, so we don't lose the fire in our event. It is warm now. Okay, and so while we waiting for everyone to take a break, I think let's give 2 minutes, and then I will open and I will open the chatting with everyone. Is it okay? So Đại, may I have like some music, or Linh, can we have some music during the break, and later we will call people to return. Linh, can we share the music?
So that's 5 minutes.
Yeah, time is up. So we turn off the music and the participant before we start. Oh, Lena, can you show the main screen again? Yeah, thank you. So any participant here, please type A if you are here already. So we will know that you are back. Yes, I saw many A. Yeah, wow. Wow, very engaging. It just make me feel like released and very happy. And please turn on your camera. So don't forget to turn on your camera. It will show your presence. And trust me, I'm in this kind of event many times. Whenever I'm the participant and I turn off the camera, I lose my concentration. So turn on your camera so you will be engaged better. And you have the chance to ask now in day one. So okay. Yeah, so we are back. So while waiting, and Peter is here. I thought he is not. So are you ready, and Peter, to continue the second part?
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be
Yeah.
back. Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, please give him a big applause and the heart to motivate him in the midnight in USA. So thanks a lot, and Peter, for your time. So over to you.
So I will pull back a little bit. So can I see some keywords from our team members? So what's your feeling? What's your thinking right now after the first 1 hour? Uh, like type your keyword, one keyword in the chat box so that our trainer can know how you're feeling right now and what is your informative. That's the first one. So how about the others? Keyword,
Yeah.
please.
How do you feel about the previous part? Exciting, curious, interesting,
Thank
nice.
you.
Wow.
Pipeline. Interesting. What is this? Oh my
Super
God.
calibers. Wow. Where do you got that word? Any more?
All right. So yeah, back to you and Peter. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. So let's keep moving. Okay. So now we're gonna move forward to the think before coding. So before you prompt Lovable, you need to understand the app as a system, right? So here we're gonna talk about, remember the system that we talked about, right? The interfaces, the system, the design, the architecture, how we're gonna combine all these into your application and make it one unit. Right here in the challenge or the example, we're going to keep it as simple as we can so that it's easy to understand. However, do leverage it and use it. At the end of the training, I do have a little parting gift for you guys. MentorMe has prepared a single application that you can use that have the same material here for you to review. It's called Futura Remix. On our website, you can go there after the training and you can review the same information there. And it was created using vibe coding as well on Lovable. Okay, so moving on. Interfaces. An interface is where one thing interact with another. Okay. Can you give me an example of what an interface is in your daily life, the things that you use daily?
All teams can turn on the mic and answer the question from Peter directly to save time. Yeah.
Anybody drive a car, a motorcycle? A keyboard, yes. What interface do you use when you drive a car? You have 3, maybe 4, depending if you are driving a stick or automatic, but you usually have 3, right? You have the steering wheel, the brake, and the gas pedal, right? Dashboard. Has TNT has answer. Who's TNT? Okay. Data interface, what the app stores and reads, right? AI interface, what the apps send to AI and receives back. System interface, how the app connect, how the app parts connect. External interface. So we will not talk too much about this because it's a little more advanced in terms of coding. With the API, email, CRM, and outside services, right? You will not be dealing with that during the hackathon for these challenges. So interfaces are meeting points. You do not need to have a deep understanding of technical definition of what an interface is. Just understand the simple as we talked about. You need to know what parts talk to what. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, systems. Every app is a group of parts working together. Think about it, right? You ride a bike. When you pedal the pedal, what happens? It pulls the wheel, the flywheel, and the flywheel pulls the chain, and then the chain will pull another flywheel, which rotate your tire, right? So those are the parts that are part of the system. In order for the system to work, every part has to work, right? Users, who uses it? The screen, what pages exist in your app? Data, what information is being collected? Actions, what can a user do with the interfaces, right? Rules and outcomes, what happened next? The system models, teams avoid random screen, right? Every screen should connect to the workflow and the desired outcome. Next. Design. So when we talk about design, don't confuse visual polish, like what the button should look like, what color it should have. I mean, those are important too, right? But that's not what the design we're talking about. We're talking about the product design. Okay, so in a hackathon, clarity matters more than animation. Is the design simple enough for users to use and understand? Think about workflow. Think about it, right? Why is the iPhone so popular when it first came out? It wasn't just because it's a smartphone that can do a lot of things. It was because the interface and the design of the system in place what made it so easy for user to use that they didn't have to think about what to do or how to do things. They just kind of intuitively know. That's the product design we're talking about here, right? hold on, go back one. One main action per screen. This is the requirement for the application. Okay, simple label, clear instructions, clear result page, no clutter. The dashboard should support a decision. Right, this is the sample application we're going to be building here. Okay, next. Architecture. Architecture is a map of how the app works behind the scene. Kind of like I was talking about earlier, right? When you ride a bike, you pedal the pedal, it turn the flywheel, which in turn turn the chain, and then turn the flywheel for the tire itself, which in turn move your bike forward, right? That's how the system works behind the scene in order for something to actually work. So if you think about from an application standpoint, right? You have to have an input, validation, you have to have logic and scoring based on the business need that we collected earlier, the result, recommendation, and a dashboard and demo that you're going to show. Next slide. So a basic AI component. AI should help the business make decision. Keyword here is help, not just make the decision. Right? AI is not a decoration. It should support the main workflow. So don't just label something an AI just to make it sound cool and just have an AI label. It has to support the main workflow, right? So in this case, for this sample application, we need to have an input, a criteria, and the AI will review it, and then score category and explanation on why, right? And then a recommendation next step for the user. Useful AI compares, scores, explains, and recommends. Weak AI just talks. So you would need to be able to build AI logic to be able to make recommendations. Okay. Good AI versus weak AI. Okay. Good AI will compare, classify, score, summarize, find gaps, recommend, and explain. Weak AI is a random chatbot. Vague answer, score with no reason, right? So providing just the scores itself alone is not helpful. You have to be able to explain why the AI came up with that score, right? Recommendation with no next step, right? AI output must be structured enough for demo and review. Next slide, please. The 5 parts of AI component model. A useful AI feature needs to have structure. It needs to have an input, right? Where is it getting the data from? It needs to have criteria. What should it compare things against? Okay. AI task. Okay. What should it be doing? Compare, classify, score, summarize, and explain. Structure output. What is it that the AI should be outputting for the user, right? Basically the same information, score, category, strength, gaps, explanation, next step. And then always have a human in the loop, right? Human review, AI supports the decision. The human still review the important result before the decision is made. Okay, AI planning prompt. Ask for structure before building AI feature. What input does AI need? What criteria should AI compare against? What score or category should it return? What explanation should it show? And what should stay human review, right? So for here, we have an example of a prompt starter for AI. You want to add a simple AI decision support feature to our V1 app. Do not build it yet. Help us define the input, the criteria, score, category, explanation, recommendation, next step, and human review. So you see here, we're not just building AI into the application. You're actually asking the system to help you plan it. Okay. Prompting with Lovable. Good prompting is controlled, phased and tied to V1, to version 1. So what we're saying here is don't create an application in a single prompt. Break it down to phases so you have controlled release of your application and you know exactly when to test, what to test, and what the result or the outcome for each phase is going to be. Okay. Always ask Lovable to plan before building. This is very important because when you use the plan feature, and we can show it to you later, it actually goes through and look at what you're trying to build and then provide a feedback of what is coming out. And then you can actually review the plan, and if it is correct based on your expectation, then you can approve to move forward, or you can tell it to replan to the way that you want. Okay. Phases, right? I'm not done. Go back one slide, please. Phases, build one layer at a time. Do not build everything in one. Keep the demo path clear. Do not ask for unnecessary features. That's scope creep, right? Review before major changes. Always review, review, review. Make sure that it's going to act the way that it's going to act, that based on your expectation. The key here is the PRD and V1 control the prompt, not the other way around. Okay. Avoid one-shotting. One-shotting means trying to develop the entire application in one prompt. And we'll show you that in the demo if we have enough time. One giant prompt usually creates one giant mess because you have no control what's being released, and you have no control or ability to test each release or each feature that's coming alive. Too many features at once, confusion screens because the AI doesn't have the right guidance. Broken flows, things may not work as you expected. Bad data structure in the AI, the agentic AI component may not build the data structure that you expect it to be, right? Hard to debug and risky for demo. Do not build everything at once. Again, back to your PRD and V1, right? Build in phases. Better phase build habit. Plan first. We talked about this, right? Design, right? Build the app shell before you build the actual app. You should know what it looks like first, the screen, the output. And then you build a form, and then you add the data logic, and then you add the result page, test it, and then polish the page as needed. Okay, so those are the 5 steps, the 5 phases that we'll talk about. No, you stay on this side, you're good. Common new vibe code pitfall. So this is the pitfall section that we'll talk about, right? One shot in the whole app. Letting Lovable drive the product. You see it later. Lovable usually would make recommendation on the bottom on what to build and how to build. And sometimes it sounds like, oh, this is a real cool feature. I can add it on to my application. But then if you look at it, now you're introducing new features and potentially new bugs into your application, into your V1, which you don't need in the beginning, right? Building before understanding the business problem. This is super important. You're not building a toy. You're building a business solution. Your solution should solve the business organization business problem or challenges, right? So if you don't understand the business challenge well enough, your application is not going to be able to solve it. Do not get confused between a form with a product. A form is a simple form, but a product can do a lot more than just filling out a form, right? It can make decisions based on what was inputted and provide an output and provide the next step recommendation. Do not just add AI without clear purpose. Define what the AI is going to do first. Okay. Polish before core workflow. Get your workflow working first, and then you can polish the page. Not the other way around. It's good to have a nice looking app, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't solve anything. Okay. Next pitfall is the scope creep trap. Okay. You get too excited. Let's add one more feature. Oh, this looks good. Oh, Lovable recommended this. I should put it into my V1. Don't let it do that. Keep it in line, right? And you will see this when you go and start working in corporations. You see in project management, there's something called a scope creep, right? Which means that there are additional items or work items that get introduced into the project without prior planning. Okay, don't let that happen. Lovable suggested it, so maybe we should include it. Do not do that, right? This would make the app look more complete. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to introduce more an additional bug in your application, right? This is how teams run out of time and credit when they actually build things. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so here, you take the business requirement and you build your V1 requirement, right? So you know, we talked about earlier, we're going to put in an intake form, so the scoring and classification using AI, the result page, recommendation action using AI, and a simple dashboard, right? Anything else that you may think that it could be a nice to have, you put in a V2 parking lot and you save it for V2 later. Basically, get your V1 out the door first, shipped as your MVP before you actually move on to any additional features. Right. Next slide. Better vibe coding habit. A small working product beats a large broken product. Get your MVP version 1 out the door. Make sure it's working. And then you move on to add-in features. Okay. Think first. Build more. Test often. Test. Any change, every bug fixes, test it. Test from end to end. Okay. Protect V1. Do not let it scope creep. Do not let it gap feature creep because Lovable is, introducing it. Or somebody tell you, hey, it's a cool. Or your teammates say, hey, maybe add this feature is cool. No, stick with your decision and your planning. Demo business value. Show what it can do and how it's going to be a value to the business challenge that you're trying to solve. Next slide, please. Okay, this is very specific to the hackathon. Here is the midpoint review mindset. Before the midpoint review comes up, timeline comes up, look at your application and find out what works right now, what does not work yet. How much have you used? How much credit have you used? Did you use more or you less than what you have, right? Or what you've been assigned? What is your final demo path? And what would you build next if approved, right? So if the judge or mentor comes in and approve for you to have another 50 points, what is your next step? Think about this. Think about that, right? Okay, final demo story. The demo is your product logic, not just your screens. A pretty screen doesn't solve a business problem. Okay, so think about how you're gonna demo your product. This is your pitch deck right here. Okay, talk about what we built, why you built it, how it helps the business or how it helps solve the problem, how it works, what logic does it use on the back end, what business value it delivers, and what should we improve next. So if you think about this slide for a second, right, what we're trying to tell you here is it's not just about coding. It's about you learning how to solve a business problem and have the ability to communicate it to the business owner in business terms so that they can understand what you're trying to solve and how it can benefit that business. There's one thing that I always emphasize when I talk to my mentees is this. IT doesn't exist just to exist. IT exists to support the business in order for the business to accomplish its mission. And I want you to keep that in mind as you go through this hackathon and as you go through your entire career in the next few years. Okay, so closing message. We're almost done. Lovable help you build faster, but your thinking makes the product valuable. Okay, that's why understanding the business problem is important. That's why designing a practical V1 is important. Prompt carefully, test the main flow, and then explain the value clearly. A weak story can make a good app seems random. Think about that phrase. A weak story can make a good app seems random. A strong story can make a simple V1 feel valuable. Think about how you're going to tell your story with your pitch deck at the end of the hackathon. And this is good business practice for you later on. Okay. Hi, can you please tell me what is our timeline right now? How are we doing? Do we have enough time for some demo?
Yes, sure. So in our calendar, our training will end at 4 p.m. Vietnam time, 7 p.m. in Australia. So you have plenty of time for the demo, because we believe that the demo will help all team members to realize what you have like shared, trained, and link everything together. So I would like to ask if anyone in the room has question for and Peter before moving to a very important part with the live demo with Lovable. Everyone, every team members can turn on the mic, your cam, and speak out loud. Show yourself.
There is no stupid question, so just ask if you don't understand or if you want to clarify something.
So let me remind, after this training, there will be a quiz sent out by the organizer. Every team have to accomplish that based on the content that Mr. Peter Nguyen have shared today. So to complete that quiz, you should have understood all of the sharing that he just went through. So take these opportunities in case you still have concern, you have still like need something to be clarified. Just raise your hand and let us know before we move to the next part. So in 10 seconds, if no question, we will move forward, okay? All right, so back to you, Anpita.
Okay, let me share my screen. I didn't know this thing have that features. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
We see you.
Okay, so we're gonna give you the first example of what bad prompting is, right? We're gonna do a one-shotter. Okay, so we're gonna throw in a prompt, and this prompt is gonna say, build me a complete AI-powered business request management platform called Decision Flow, right? It's based on the presentation that we just talked about. It includes login, admin roles, dashboard, CRM integration, email automation, notification, advanced analytics, PDF export, AI recommendations, beautiful design, and make everything fully functional. Use modern best practices and make it production ready. All right. Does that sound good to everybody? Thumbs up, thumbs down? we're gonna put on plan mode. Okay. Let's see what this thing does. Okay, so it's asking me a few questions here. So I'm just gonna pick the biggest surface. Okay, so what CRM should it integrate with? I'm gonna pick HubSpot, and then email authentication. I'll use skip a V1 because I don't have that. Design. Okay, here we go. Let it build. Okay, so now it's generating a plan for the application.
So we
Okay,
have the
so
suggestion. Sorry, and Peter, we have the suggestion from the attendants that most of the team members are not like familiar with Lovable. So in your demo, just like embrace some quick introduction for all teams about Lovable, and because they can register account to play with it in before D-Day. So just quick introductions. Thank you.
okay, awesome. Let me finish this demo, and we'll talk about that from end to end. Okay, so now it present you with a version 1 plan of what it's going to implement, right? So in here, it's pretty thorough, right? It's talk about, okay, what kind of stack is using for the infrastructure, what kind of language, right? If you are not a developer, more than likely you're gonna ignore most of these, right? Because you don't understand what it does, which is fine for starter. And then it talks about the different routes that it's gonna use, the database, what's the database gonna look like, what the tables are gonna look like. Okay, so once you go through all this and you think it's okay, you click approve. Okay. Once you start clicking approve, what it's going to do is going to actually try to implement this application. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, it's going to take a few minutes. I'll start talking about the introduction for Lovable. So once you log into Lovable, let me start fresh. Okay. This is what you get when you first visit Lovable website.
It's
Click on
still
get
the
started.
current, it's still previous screen. Yes.
Okay. Hold
Yeah.
on. Where is it? Okay. See it? Okay, so while the application is still being built, you go into lovable.dev, right? You click on get started, sign in with your Google account, right? Do I have one here? I don't have one. I'll create a new one for you guys so you can see. So now that you're logged in, you will have access to some free credits. Okay. Now this is the interface that you will see once you're logged in. This is where you start your prompt. Okay, so once you start your prompt, so let's just say I want to start an application, call this project test project. Do not implement anything. Okay, so what this does is it just create a framework, an empty project. So now what you see is here's your credits that you have. Okay, these are the settings. And then down here is the prompt that you're going to prompt. Okay, so we'll create an app shell with input for first and last name. I'm doing this so you guys can see the next step here. Okay.
It seems something freeze. Sorry.
It's thinking through. Okay, so once you have your first prompt created, you're gonna see the screen split in two. You see that? On the left-hand side is, basically it tells you how many credits would use for that one prompt. And then, the next prompt you're gonna type down here, and this is your preview of what the app gonna look like. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, up here is the preview. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the other application. I'm gonna close this out. And go back to this right here. Skip. While we're waiting for Lovable to develop the one-shot app, how is everybody doing? Any feedback? How are you feeling?
So everyone, who is not familiar with like Lovable, so you can explore yourself with lovable.dev. And Peter just asked how you feeling about like demo right now. Just very quick introduction about Lovable. How's you feeling? Okay, Miss Hing, mentor, curious, productive. How about the other team members? Still like still a lot of questions or waiting for more demo, more instructions.
Please chat your keyword in the chat box.
Yes, freaking exciting. I see that
remember,
TNT, like
yeah.
TNT girls are very explosive.
Wow.
All right, back to you and Peter.
Okay, awesome. So while I was doing that, right, this is the one shot, and we'll return to this application later. You can switch between projects here. And as you can see, I built a framework earlier as well too. It's called Foundation First. And this is basically just a shell, right? Remember I said, start the project without implementing anything. So I give that a prompt. So right now there's nothing in it. Okay. But because it is a project, now we can start putting in our PRD for V1. Okay. And the way that you do it, you have two ways. And I'll show you the first way first is you click on the name of the project and you go to settings. Now, when you do that, it only affects this one project and not the other projects. Okay. And then what you do is you go to knowledge down here. And then there's a little project knowledge instruction box here. Okay, so what I'll do is I will put in a pre-made PRD, okay, for version 1. And we're going to go through what it does, right? So it's going to call decision flow, V1, right? And the problem, it defines the problem, right? So this is the design process that you're talking about, right? So you define the problem. The problem is operation team receive business requests from multiple resources. The requests are handled inconsistently because urgency, business impact, and due date risk and next action are not clearly captured. Who are the target users? Target users are business operations coordinator and teams lead. Business decision, which incoming requests should be handled, used to develop the V1, right? PRD. And then remember we talked about, okay, what data field do we need? Right? So it's defined here, what data fields are needed in the application. Scoring logic, how do you score the urgency or the priority of the application of the request when users are submitted? Recommend the next step. This is the AI portion, right? Out of scope for V1. So okay, so you define in here what is out of scope for V1. Do not implement any of these in there yet. Okay. Demo success criteria, you also define that here. Okay. Okay, so once that's done, okay, you click update. Now this knowledge base is your PRD. It's part of the app. So whenever that you implement something for the app, it'll refer to this first before it actually implement. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we go back to the project. Okay. The other way that you can do that is you can actually paste in here. You can say, here is, what is this? Here is the PRD for this project. Commit to your permanent memory before implementing. Stick to V1 as defined. Okay. And then you paste the PRD in here. Then you would hit send and it'll upload it to here. Okay. But we already have it defined, so I would not put it in there for now. Okay. So let's switch back to the one-shot project to see where it's at. Okay, so as you can see, it's already developed the application. Okay, it looks really nice, right? The website looks really nice. It's one shot AI powered decision intelligence. Let's see what it does. Click on get started. Full name, full account, log in with Google. Let's try that. Let's see what this thing does. All right, so what's the first issue here? I click sign up with Google, right? I click on my account and it's not doing anything. This is precisely the issue with the one-shotter, right? When you do one shot, you're going to see a lot of potential bugs, unexpected bugs, because it's never tested every single release. So while it looks really nice, it's useless. Okay. So that kind of proves the point that you should not use one-shotter for your application. Okay. If it even let me log in or create an account. Okay. So we're going to go back to the second example here, which we remember we saved the knowledge base for the PRD in here, right? So we're asking it to always follow it in here. Okay, so the phases that we're going to build is going to be broken down to 5 phases, right? So as you can see, we already put in the PRD for the application. Now we're going to tell it to plan only and follow V1 PRD that's in the project knowledge. Remember the project knowledge we talked about? Okay, so we're asking Lovable here, plan only, do not build. And then we're telling read the decision flow V1 PRD in project knowledge, the place that we enter the PRD. Restate the V1 scope. So you're asking Lovable to tell you what it read and if it understood what you wrote. Identify the screens, data, field, score, all the data requirement that you need. Then propose a 5-phase plan to build out the application. Do not add login, email, CRM, all the stuff that should be in V2. Okay. And to be extra careful, I'll put it in plan, even though I told it in plan here already. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through the project knowledge that we put in for the PRD earlier, and it's going to read that. Okay. And then it's going to come back with its own understanding of what you asked it to do. And it provides you with a plan of what's going to do next. Okay. So now we have a V1 scope restated from the PRD, right? It read the PRD. It now knows what the requirements are. Okay, so it's telling you, okay, it's a triage tool for business operation coordinator. The decisions it supports, right? The core value of the application, consistent intake, transparent OR score, explanation, and recommend the next step, rank dashboard. What screen is required? What screens are required, right? Intake, the intake form, the result screen, the dashboard, and the V2 parking lot. So all this was defined in the PRD, right? Then it talks about what data fields might need in the database. It talks about how it's going to score the scoring for each of the item, the priority that it should be placed in, recommended next step to complete, and then a demo path. Then here you go, right? Remember we said, then propose a 5-phase build plan, right? So it broke down the actual implementation into 5 different phases. So as you go through, you're going to implement each phase and you're going to test each phase to make sure everything is working as designed. So at the end of phase 5, you should have a good MVP with almost no bugs in it. Okay. So we're going to approve this plan. Remember, it's just planning. So it's going to keep this in its memory, but it's not going to implement anything until you actually tell it to implement phase 1, and then phase 2, and then phase 3. Okay, so you can see it tells you ask for the plan only. The plan is saved. I will wait for your go ahead before building. So now it's ready to build. It's ready for your next step to tell it to build phase 1. Okay, so this is very important because, and pay attention to this, because when you're building, you're gonna want to know how much credit you use, right? You click here, you're gonna see how many credits you have left. Okay, do not go over 50 credits that you've been assigned. Okay, if you want to know how much credit per prompt, you click here and it will tell you credit use. So this one used 1.3 credit. Okay, so now we are going to tell it to go ahead and implement phase 1. Okay, implement phase 1 only. Build with the decision flow V1 app shell with simple navigate, intake, result, dashboard, and V2 parking lot. Use clean labels and simple layout. Do not add any of these things in. After building, summarize exactly what changed and what still need testing. So you're basically telling it to go ahead and build the requirement for phase 1, but once it's done building, give you the feedback of what was built. So you understand it. You understand exactly what was built, not just what you see on the screen. Hi, how are we doing on time?
Yeah, you have around 25 minutes left.
Okay, should be plenty of time then. Okay.
Yes.
So as you can see, you start seeing the build of the application on this side here. Okay, so it's done building. Okay, so what you see is the intake. Okay, the dashboard, the V2. What's missing here? Okay, click on the dashboard. There's nothing in the dashboard. Okay, none of those things, right? And these are the things that we talked about up here. You look, V2 parking lot, and all the stuff that we don't want it to implement. But it's listed in V2 parking lot so that we know these are the things that we're going to build next. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move to phase 2. Okay, so phase 2 is going to be build an intake form with 3 fields: request title, requester's name, category, urgency, business impact, due date, and description. Okay, and then it's going to add all the categories in those boxes. Okay. Do not add any extra fields unless they are directly supporting the priority scoring. So you're telling it to go ahead and build phase 2 now.
So, and Peter, I have a question for the teams. So while we are waiting for the response from lovable, what the team members should do, like spending time for other tasks or do what to like optimize the timing?
You mean during the hackathon?
Yes.
I would discuss the next plan that you have in place in the project, right? Because at the end of the day, if you look at the way that we presented the presentation and what we're trying to get you guys to learn is not vibe coding. Vibe coding is only a small portion of this. The most important thing is the planning part, the understanding of the business and the business need, right? So as for example, if once you build phase one and you're waiting for it to build phase two, you look at phase one, you start clicking around, making sure it's working. You should test it as soon as phase one is done anyways, but you continue to test it to see if there's any potential things that might have missed, right? And you continue to build and continue to plan. Planning is very important, right? You should be spending at least 30 to 40% of your time planning before you start coding. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to show you guys is the ability to think in business term and plan in business term, not in a technical term, because the AI can do the technical work for you.
Very
Okay,
clear for me.
so phase two is completed, right? So who can tell me, look at this screen here and look at my original prompt right here for phase one. What is missing? AI is not perfect. Even though we tell it exactly what to do, it's still missing something. It made a mistake. What's missing?
Results.
The result screen, correct. We're asking for it to build intake, result, dashboard, and V2 parking lot. And what do I have? I only have 3. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll say review phase 1 implementation for any missing features, screens, or component. Now, I'm telling it this because I wanted to check to see if there's anything else that it might have missed that we also miss, right? But I'm also going to be very specific. I'm going to say the results screen is missing from phase 1 requirement. Okay. So it's going to go back and review phase 1 requirement and go through all the features that it was supposed to build. But it's going to identify specifically for result as well so that we can fix that feature. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Request title, test request, Peter Nguyen, if I can spell my last name. Category, operational, urgency high, business impact high, due date today. Test high, priority. Okay. Go to dashboard. You can see there's nothing there. Okay. Okay, so the result is down here when we submit it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and implement phase 3. This is the scoring portion of the intake, right? You see this right here? Do not use external AI APIs for this V1. Right, so you're basically telling it to leverage what Lovable is capable of, which is Gemini Flash. Okay, so phase 3 is completed. Scoring is in. So we're gonna test it one more time, right? Test 2 p.m. Right. See down here where it said there's an error. Okay, we'll just go ahead and let it fix it. Hit submit. And here is the result page. Okay, so as you can see, it used the AI to score, taking into consideration of these 3 items, and you can see the number that it used to add. It tells you why to score, right? It tells you the why, which is the business requirement. And then it provides you with the recommended next step, which is a business requirement. And then it also provides the original description of the problem. Okay, now you go to the dashboard. There's nothing there yet because we have not implemented the dashboard workflow yet. Right now, it's just an empty shell. Okay, so now phase 3 is completed. We're going to move on to phase 4. Okay, so what does phase 4 do? After a request is submitted, show a result page with score, priority, categories, explanation, and recommended next step. That's already done, right? You remember that, right? It's already done. So we're just reiterating what needed to be done. So the question is, how do we practice effective scope control during a fast-paced sprint? What should we cut first if we run out of time? Okay. So if you go back to the original training, right? We talked about the planning and the design, right? Scope control is going to come from that, right? You should know, like, for example, if you look at these phases here, number 1, we build the framework, the shell. And then we build phase 2, which is the intake form. And then we build phase 3, which is the scoring. And now we're going to build phase 4, which is put it in the dashboard, right? So you have to be able to cut it down to phases of the requirement, right? What should you cut first if you run out of time? I would not say cut, right? I would say develop in phases in as much as you can in the amount of time that you have. So at the end of the day, when we judge your project, we're going to see your progress, where you're at, in what phase you're at. Does that make sense? So for example, right, we have phases through 1 through 4 already. So when we go in here and we review your prompt, we'll know exactly what phase you're in, and we'll look at your project knowledge for your POD, and then we'll know exactly what phases are missing. Okay, so I guess what I'm saying is you don't need to cut. You just need to drive your project for as far as you can get. Okay, phase 4 is done. The result page was already built. See, so it knows that it's already built it in phase 3. And rank first. So now the dashboard is done. Okay, so now you actually have a dashboard with some numbers in it. Before it was just an empty page, remember? Okay, so now we're gonna do another test, all right? Test 3. PN. Category is internal. Let's just say medium or across the board. Due date is this week. What? Right. Test. Okay, hit submit. It'll tell you what priority number is based on the criteria that you define in your POD, right? So it explained to you why this score, why it came up, how it came up with this score, and the recommended next step, which is assign owner and schedule, and then the description of the issue. Okay, so now you have 1 total request, 1 medium priority. So now if I were to go in here and say request high 1, okay, I'll put highest name in here. He's a popular guy, so can't forget that. Due date is today. This is for high. Please get him some food, coffee. Okay. So now you have 1 high request at 100, and it also explain why and the description. Now if I go to the dashboard, you have two total requests, 1 high priority, 1 medium priority. So now we know the dashboard works, right? Okay, so what have we done so far? We've built the app shell, we built the intake form, and we built the dashboard in the 4 phases that we have. Okay, so now phase 5, what we're gonna do is, so let me ask you guys this. Did we meet all the requirement in the business challenge requirement for the generic app? We did, right? It has an intake form. It allows for customization of category, right? It has a dashboard for review, and it has a result page with explanation of why and recommended next step and a description, right? So now in step 5, what we're doing is we're gonna tell Lovable to go ahead and test it instead of us manually test it. We're telling Lovable to go ahead and do a step-by-step test it on its own. And then if it finds any error, go ahead and fix it.
And Peter, let me remind you, you have 10 minutes left.
Okay, we're almost done.
Yep. So by the end of your part, just like help us to sum up the key points so that all teams can very clearly take away the most important part of your training.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can ask the participant to share their takeaway. So this is another way.
So as you can see here, it's navigating through the actual app, and it's showing us what it's doing, right? So it's going to the intake form, and it's actually filling all this stuff out for us, and it's testing it on the back end, and it's trying to find any issue, and if find any issue, or try to fix it. Okay, so while it's doing that, Lynn, can you pull up the PowerPoint and go to slide number 59?
Okay.
I'll stop sharing. Okay, so demo 2 closeout checklist. Demo 2 is the face build of the product, right? We tested navigation and it works. We tested the intake form and validated the required field and that works. We tested the scoring and that worked. We tested the result page with the scoring, explanation, and next action. We tested the dashboard and that worked. No out of scope V2 feature was built. Okay. Teaching point here is the POD plus the face build created a smaller app that is easier to explain, test, and trust because you know exactly what was working as you build the application through and through at every phase. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so the POD anchored the app to a specific business problem. You don't develop outside of the POD. Okay. Plan mode helps you catch any mistake or scope mistake before the code actually happened, right? And then phase has made each steps easier to test and fix. So you're able to catch issue as you need it, right? Reflection. Which build would you trust more? Go back one slide. Would you trust more based on what you've just seen? The giant one-shot app or the smaller V1 that can explain and be explained and tested? Correct. Okay, so demo 3. We're gonna test this really quick, and then I'll hand the mic back over to Hai soon. Okay, I wanted to show you guys what a scope creep looks like because we talked about it. Okay. I will share my screen. Okay, it's still testing. How are we doing on time right now, Hai?
Yes.
How are we doing on time? How much
Right.
more time will you have left?
4 minutes. That's your
4 minutes.
hackathon.
So as you can see, test and demo path block of identify. So it found something that it's going to try to fix. Okay. And once it's done fixing, it will let us know what it fixed, what it found. So as you can see, it's doing a very thorough check. It's putting in every single potential category and urgency and business impact options that it can to test it out to make sure everything is actually working. In software development, we call this an end-to-end test, right? We test every single click to make sure things are working. And while it's doing that, I want to take some time to introduce the app that MentorMe has built in order to help you review the material that we covered today. In case of tomorrow during the day, if you have time, you can go ahead and go through the material once again before you attend the second day information and the third day of hackathon. So let me see here. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the screen? Not this one.
Yes.
Futura. Not this screen, sorry. Futura remix training. So the website, the URL is futuraremixtraining.mentorme.com.au. So as you look here, it's basically the entire training that we just talked about on PowerPoint, but it's on an app. Okay. And you can go here and you can go through the same information that we talked about. Even better, it gives you a sample of prompts and notes and checklists that you can go through as you develop. So on your hackathon day, I highly recommend that you have one laptop open or one website open with this information, and then go down your checklist as you develop your PRD and look at the framework that we have already put in for you guys, and just try to fill out as much as you can. Okay. Same thing here. Think first, AI basic prompt. Basically, whatever we just went through today is in here for you to use. I will drop the URL into the chat, and then the MentorMe team will also email out the URL for you to use later. Okay, so it's done. Okay, so it found what failed and what needed to be fixed. Okay, and then some things that need to be looked at, and then also, make some improvement on the UI. But more importantly, I wanted to show you scope creep. So this is very typical. If you look down here on the bottom, look at this. Look at all these suggestions. These are the suggestions that Lovable love to give you an idea on what to add to your application. Right? like plan a dashboard, supply data model, or set up authentication, stuff like that, right? So as you build more features into your application, Lovable would love to provide feedback on what next feature you should add. It might sound cool, but more than likely it's going to break your application or make it useless, right? So think about what you want to add and plan first into both V2, V3, or V1.1 or whatever, right? The other that was the example of scope creep too, by the way. But we're gonna intend to ask for scope creep here by asking for suggestions on what to implement. So it'll give you a plan. So now, as you can see, it gives you a bunch of features that you should consider to implement. If you pick anything in here and you start implementing, you just had a scope creep out of your V1. Don't do it. Okay. So here we'll say, do not implement anything yet. Classify each suggested feature as one of these. V1 must build. V2 parking lot are not needed as use the decision flow V1 POD as decision rule. The decision flow V1 POD is in your where? In your settings, knowledge, project knowledge. Your V1 is in here. Your POD is in here. Okay, just a reminder. Okay, so now we're just going to tell it to classify. Okay, so while we're almost done, I just have one more slide as a key takeaway for the training, and then I'll hand the mic back to Hai. Okay, so as you can see, it started to, I'll expand this column here so it's easy to see. It's classify which version any of these features should be part of. Okay, so now let's check. We have used from 225 to 179. Almost 50 credits for the application. Okay, so now the application is done. We went through scope creep. We went through all the testing. Can we go back to the presentation and go to page or slide number 65? Lynn?
Slide 65, Glenn.
Okay, hi. Maybe you can take over and just show slide 65 instead. Maybe she's busy. Oh, there you go.
$65. All right.
Go back one.
Back one.
Go back one. Okay, so the key takeaway for the entire training is a smaller working V1 beats a larger broken product. And we proved that through the one-shotting and the phase development. Okay. Develop habits that wins is key here, right? Start with the business decision, write the lightweight PRD, Put the PRD into your lovable knowledge. Use plan mode before building. Build in phases and test often. Test every single phase, every single features. Okay. POC V2 ideas before they damage V1. Okay. Final line is lovable is a builder. Your team is the product thinker. Okay. Lovable is powerful. Agentic AI is very powerful. It can do a lot of things, but it does not know your business judgment. Your PRD, your phases, and your testing disciplines are what make the application demo ready. All right, and that concludes the training. I'll hand the mic back to Mr. Hai.
Right. So let me so get back to the last slide of and Peter. I really love that, and I believe that is the purpose of our key trainer, to save the best for last. So let me sum up and quick check with our team right now. Are you ready, teams? Are you still alive? Because like the operation teams that like remind me that some teams are quite sleepy. Yeah, I believe that the person who's sleepy the most is Anpita right there. So what time is it at your end, Anpita?
It is 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. over there. So big applause for our key trainer for very productive, informative, a lot of things for all teams to think about and to play with before the D-Day. The good news is you can see the link that Peter shared that conclude all of the training aspects today into a dashboard. You can see the keynotes, the key informations and samples. It's very important for not only like wrap up all things today, but for tomorrow practice and prepare you the best for the D-Day. So first of all, I would like to hear three takeaway, even keywords or the most important you think you have gained from this today's training from random team. So which team would like to share your key takeaway today? I see TNT girls are always sharing explosive keywords. So what did you take away today, TNT girls? I should call ladies. TNT, are you there? What's your key takeaway? Okay, turn on your mic. I would like to hear your voice. So let's get back to the last slide, Lynn. That is the more valuable slide, I think. No, the last slide, previous one.
One more.
Slide trước em ơi. Okay, TNT, Thủy, what's your key takeaway? One more. One more slide. Yeah, this one.
Sorry, what's your question?
So what is your key takeaway from this training? What is the most important for your team that you have taken away?
Let me rephrase the question, like what you remember the most during the training today.
Yeah.
I think it's about how to create like an effective prompt to create and to solve the problem for the business.
Yes, that's great. Thank you for sharing. How about Vibe Life? Nguyễn Văn Dự, Nguyễn Văn Du. So what is your sharing? What is your most interesting part from Peter's sharing?
Yeah, my name is Nguyễn Văn Đủ. So, yeah, today I hear about Peter sharing, and I just wow and interesting about the AI platform. Yeah, it's so important to have the next day. Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. So the last sharing from like team 2, you are here to win. So what is your like your most keywords, most important keyword from today's training?
Thanks for your question. I would say that I think that the takeaway from Peter today is to keep things simple.
Mm.
And don't overcomplicate things. And the second thing is try to think the best solution for the business problem, not technical work, because AI can do it better than people. I think so.
So yeah, thank you for 3 sharings. And I think to me and like represent for the operation team as well as the attendance in this training, the most important keyword you can see on this screen is the PRD. So the first hint for all teams, like focus on the PRD, and we will send out the today's training, as well as you can see all materials on content on the Learning Hub, the link that Peter shared. So read through and prepare the good PRD, because that is just the very starting point so that you can have the good working sessions with your AI. So and then today I would like to sum up in terms of like I'm missing some important parts, and Peter just chime in, please. So most of the people just jump into like working with the products and or the UI directly, but from the what Peter shared, we have to define, and then what was from the definition, how we define based on the good PRD, right? And then you have to keep testing, and you have to divide it into parts rather than one shot. So those are very basic and fundamental approach, working with not only Lovable but any AI vibe coding tools. So Lovable will be our playground. After this today's training, all of you can register yourself the Lovable accounts, like to play around with the tool, with the playground, so that because you have to be familiar with your tools. We have only 3 days, and then in the D days you work with it for more than 3 hours. Then you have to get acquainted with your tool first. Then today, register one of the tools. You have 3 credits, and then you work through using the learning tools that Peter just shared. And then we have a Q&A parts tomorrow. Then prepare the questions. So if you have any question, like prepare it for tomorrow as well. So please go to the next slide, because I have to wrap up just very quick in 5 minutes. First of all, I would like to invite all of you just check out for today sessions by scanning the QR codes. Every team members had to to scan, check out, so that we accomplish the first session. So after you check out, leave there some feedback and type the number 1 in the chat box. Okay. So I leave you 30 seconds to assess the form, and then we move forward to remind you several important things. So I believe that today you gain many informative parts of the training. You have to, if somebody is familiar with vibe coding, I think is quite basic, but still there many experiences sharing from Peter. Even to myself, I spent months working with vibe coding, but I still like completely 100% agree with what Peter shared to have a good outcomes. So everyone who finished the checkout feedback, just type 1 into the chat box, and let's get next to the next slide, please. Yeah. All right. So this will follow you for 3 days. So I will not repeat it. Next slide, please. All right. So this is a scheme. I remind once again. Day 1, day 2 commitment will contribute to your scoring 20%. So in the D-Day, the scoring will go through vibe coding completeness, 20%. So it means that you have to follow the instruction from our key trainer, prepare your PRD, because that is the starting point. Other, follow the instruction because you have to break into parts. That's where the judges will go through to see your logic of the prompt, how you complete the prompting. However, that only contribute to 20% of their total scoring. Builder's graph, thinker's graph, storyteller's graph, those are like prompt facing, problem clarity, or pitch arc, demo sharing, building the deck. Those will contribute the rest 60% of the total scoring. So what we explain further, deeper, would be the main content of tomorrow Q&A sessions. And tonight you have a quick review on the Learning Hub, and tomorrow our trainer will have a quick review and quick exercising on the Learning Hub with some practice with Lovable. So do not miss tomorrow Q&A, because that is very important sessions that not only contribute 10% more of your commitment scoring, but also give you the basement, the tools, the weapons for the D-Days. So that is a wrap up from the operation team. Thank you, and Peter, and thank you for all teams attendance. So please make sure every team has like check out with the form. Anyone like finished, just type 1. All right, team 2 all in. And MKK team 1. Okay, Miss Huỳnh, you check out too. G team 2, yes. Everyone. TNT. All right. Okay, so to close today's sessions, I would like to ask Peter just one sentence, just one statement about how to create a good product using vibe coding to send to all teams member. What will you say?
I would say the most important thing is to understand the business needs. At the end of the day, whether you're in a hackathon or you're working in a company capacity, you have to be able to solve business problems, right?
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is to understand what challenges that need to be solved and what the pain points are. And if you take that advice, it'll take you far in your career later on, because communication in business terms is as equally important as your technical ability.
Thank you. Oh, I think that's the wisdom from after more than 20 years working in the industry and build a lot of products, and especially with live coding tools right now. So to say thanks to and Peter, can you all team members send keywords of what's your feeling today to the chat box before we leave? Your keyword. What is your most valuable things you gain today? I myself, I see I think the very focused. That is my keyword. Thankful and Peter, focus, empower, awesome. You can read yourself and Peter. A lot of keywords there. All right.
All right. So before we end, I just want to have a word. Thank you for attending. This is important for us as well. What the result of what is going to come out of this hackathon is going to be rewarding for both you and MentorMe as well. And we look forward to continue to work with you the next few days, and good luck.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, and
Bye-bye.
Peter.
Thank
Yeah.
you mọi
Bye-bye.
người. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.